All right, guys. So let's talk a little bit more about the 4-6 formation. A lot of you guys asked me to look into this formation a little bit more. What I had posted originally was basically how to make the meta defense better. Um, and I had spent a little bit of time in 4-6, but not really a whole lot. I was basically running the same stuff, the meta was. And that was coverage D and fire zone 3. Um, the setup that I actually had to fire zone 3 worked really well. And that was the one I posted where you spy the middle linebacker. In this video, though, I'm going to explain why we can kind of recreate that without spying that middle linebacker. And we'll actually spy the safety to get even better pressure. And then I'll show you a dual pressure blitz that comes in very similar to the 4-3 over blitz, if you're familiar with that, where it's a heavy six-man type pressure, but it comes in so quick that if you basically take away their first read, they're done for. And then they're going to have to max protect, and they're going to have to, do a lot of stuff to really, deal with what we're doing in terms of bringing that crazy heat. So first things first, we're going to get into the fire zone 3, and this is going to be flipped. We are running this formation flipped once again. We'll come out. Doesn't really matter. Here's spread flex. I don't even know what playbook I'm in, but spread flex doesn't matter. We'll go curl flats, right? So the original setup was you spread your D line, bluff blitz, or spy this defensive tackle, and then honestly you could zone out or spy the D end. You could put them into a zone. Didn't really matter what you did. Containing was also optional if you wanted to force your opponent to sit in the pocket instead of simply rolling out. So you could leave with the contains. You could also do this where instead of having the spy, since you are containing, you could bluff blitz to get the 3-rec, and then you could do a bunch of different things. You could deep zone this middle linebacker. You could play in the safety, which was something that I personally like to do. Or you could leave the safety back deep, and then you could simply just run wherever you want to with this linebacker. That was the base setup, right? And when you do so, more times than not, you're getting that left linebacker to come looping directly into that B gap. Now, it took so long to set that up. I moved so many people around. It's practice mode. You know how it works. But here you go. We'll do the same thing again, right? Boom. Same exact thing, and oddly enough, it kind of got picked up right there. This is not something that happens often by any means. I'm sure if you guys have been playing, you guys know fire zone comes in crazy fast. My guess is practice mode simply not reacting the same way that in-game does to the bluff blitz. So we're just going to spy the guy, and there you see with the spy comes in like it's supposed to, pretty much every rip, right? So that was the base setup. Now, the additional setup that I posted was you could spy this guy, this linebacker that we normally were lurking on, and you could click him in. So say if they're just blocking one person, you could click him in, make the running back pick and choose between the two of them. Now, that works a lot. There are ways to counter that. So as I go to instant replay right here, you see basically if you click it in right away and he shoots this A gap right where this center is vacating, it's going to come in every rip if that happens. But say this center doesn't really move, like if for whatever reason he reacts more so to the spy, there were times that the running back, especially on play action plays, would be able to come over and actually pick up this looping linebacker, which would dead the blitz. So with that being said, I want to show you what is, in my opinion, the better way of now sending the spy blitz with this blitz. So you're going to do the same base setup, right? You're just spying a different person. So you're spreading the D-line. You are then spying the safety, this safety over here. And then you're going to use this middle linebacker. Now, as I mentioned, what's going to happen where instead of the spy shooting this B gap shooting this A gap right where the center is, that was actually causing the running back to have a chance at picking up the loop while the center would pick this guy up. But now, with this spy over here, if you spy him and blitz him in, he's shooting the B gap over here on this right-hand side. So basically, we're forcing the center to block nobody, and then that running back then has to pick and choose between the safety on the right or the looping linebacker on the left. So we'll go ahead and show you right here. Boom, we're blitzing him in. He picks the linebacker, or the safety, coming free on the B gap, which leaves the looping linebacker in. Now, if you were to, say, block the running back, go ahead and do it again. Spy him again. Same exact setup right here, block the running back. Now, say you want to ID this looping guy on the left, block the running back on the right. This is what some people do. As you'll see right here, though, boom. When you do that, now they both come in free. Running back doesn't really do anything. So there's a lot of ways that, let me rephrase it. There's not a lot of ways that you can actually pick this up. Basically, my knowledge of this is you have to line shift down, you have to block the running back. A lot of the times you have to call a play action play, and then you still have to ID. Like that's how good this blitz is. And then when you start mixing in this safety blitz, I mean, look, we did all that. We line shifted down, we ID'd the guy, blocked the running back. You're forced to max protect and pray, honestly. So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about with 4-6 is, whereas we could pick up the linebacker looping in, although it wasn't 100%, you could still pick it up. If you blitz the safety, it's borderline impossible to pick it up. You really have to block two, line shift down, or call a play action play. And even then, it's not a guarantee. I'd say, honestly, it's probably 70-30 that you're probably still going to get screamed at. So definitely one of the toughest blitzes to pick up in the game with this concept of blitzing the safety in with the spy. So now let's get into the other thing. As I mentioned, 4-3 over was a phenomenal defense at the beginning of the year just because of the very quick pressure that you could get. The coverage behind it was honestly ass, but it forced your opponent to, chuck it right away, and people weren't used to that at all. So I've been kind of searching all year long in recreating this, and we're going to actually do it at a 4-6. 4-6 gives you the ability to do it at any play, and also lets you do it at a rush outside, which is a man defense. So obviously, you guys have been following me by now. Man coverage is pretty much my favorite thing in Madden 18, especially in MUT. If I'm playing regs, I run more zone, but I still mix in a lot of man. So rush outside, cover 2 invert, and cover 3 all give you the option to just say pretty much YOLO and blitz crib. It is a 6-man blitz, but you're going to get 2 people free, and they come in crazy fast. So let's get into the setup of that now. Now we're going to come out in it. You can also come out in it flipped or unflipped. Doesn't really matter, whichever one you want. So, for instance, we'll come out in cover... No, you know what? We'll come out and rush outside first because it's basically already set up for us. So, when doing this, let's see. We'll come out, the same formation, double flex. What you want to do, if you're running it flipped, you want to shift the defensive line to the left, crash them left. You want to take the safety that is blitzing, and you want to just move him down pretty much to where he's right outside the hip of the defensive end, right? Now after that, you'll take the safety, you'll stand in this pretty much A gap, B gap, basically right in front of the guard. Now you're line shifting left, you're crashing left. And when you do this, the 2 people that are coming free are going to be this safety over here on the right, this safety over here. So once again, we're standing in this gap. Boom. and you see both of them come in crazy fast. We'll go right to the instant replay. Now that was against nobody blocking, right? So that's obviously you're going to get somebody coming in. But just pay attention to how fast they do actually come in. So this guy coming in off this left-hand side is very reminiscent of how quick Nickel Blitz came in last year. He comes in crazy fast. This is Patrick Chung. Now he is boosted up. You know, he's got the crazy fast speed. I think he's 99 speed. But the guy over here on the right doesn't. I don't know what his speed is. I honestly don't even know who he is. Batamosi. I should know that as a Patriot fan. But anyways, I mean, you see, even he comes in really fast. He's got to be in the mid-80s speed-wise. So, once again, oh, I shifted the D-line the wrong way. So, we're shifting left, crashing left, bringing the safety down, and then we're just standing in this gap. Now, against a spread set, you probably wouldn't want to blitz. You probably wouldn't want to do this out of man coverage. But I just wanted to show you how easy this is to actually set up out of here. Say they block a running back, boom. You see, even with blocking a running back, pretty much they're doomed. They're going to have to block two people. Once again, just move them down, stand in this gap. Say they flip it. Say they get the running back on the left. It's not really going to matter. Running back on the left, boom. All right, actually, I picked him up right there. That's definitely not a normal thing. We'll go ahead and do it again. Once again, move him down. Standing right here. Block the running back. Now, that's what happens. Well, I thought I blocked the running back. Apparently I didn't. Anyways, I'm not going to focus too much on that because we're getting two people free. And the reason that this works is if you see where we are, right? We're over here right in front of this guard, but we kind of stand to the inside of him. So we're forcing the O-line to essentially line shift down. You'll see that the guard basically reacts to us, and the tackle sprints to the middle as well. Since our defensive end is crashing inward, that's going to free up the guy coming in right here. Now this happens, I'm trying to think of the play. I think it was Dogs Fire 2 at a 4-6 bear under last year, Madden 17. It was a crazy fast blitz that utilized this same type of concept where we're basically putting the tackle in a pickle by line shifting the opposite direction. It's like, ideally, we don't want to line shift right because then he's going to kick out to the right and be in better position. By us line shifting to the left and crashing left, we're basically telling the whole offensive line that they have to go that direction. And then with us standing there, you know, even more so to reinforce that, it just creates chaos on this offensive line. You see the right tackle does the Dougie, sitting over here where the center should be, just allowing everybody to come in. So that's that out of rush outside. But as I mentioned, you can do this out of cover 3. You know, so you would just base a line, blitz this linebacker, blitz the safety. Same concept, right? We're shifting left, crashing left, bringing this guy down, and then when you're in a zone, you could simply play on the linebacker. You know, just do something like this, and boom, you're gonna get the same dual type of pressure. Now, for whatever reason, he decided to come through B-gap right there. I can't really explain why. I can't explain why. So my defensive end got this speed little turbo rush, which forced the safety to actually cut in between. I mean, you can see what actually happened, clear as day right there. But you see, he's coming in free. You see the other corners coming in free, and nothing they can really do. I mean, we'll go ahead. We'll block the running back. This time, we'll come out and cover 2 invert. Right? So shift left, crash left, blitz safety, blitz this guy, move him down a little bit. And he doesn't have to be exact. You know, he doesn't have to be right next to him. He could be out a little bit. And then you're just, you know, standing in this gap. And like I said, you could do it with whoever you want. You could do it with the safety, you could do it with the linebacker. But basically, as long as you're standing right here in this gap, now when I'm standing here, I do hold left trigger and then I hit A, that'll bring up that icon. But as you see, the corner didn't come in, the linebacker came in, and the safety came in. Pretty much it's creating this mass overload over here on this left-hand side. One of them almost always comes in, does always come in for the most part. And then this corner's coming in, or safety, whatever you want to call them. Running back picks him up, linebacker comes in free. So as I mentioned, really fast pressure allows you to adjust really well out of it, and blocking doesn't really seem to help. Here, we'll go to corner strike, right? Max protect. The only way for them to really pick this blitz up is if they max protect, and it's not going to be 100%. So here we go. We'll come out, cover to invert. We'll just set it up the same way. Boom. Even with the max protect, you see, picked it up pretty good right there. If your guy you're blitzing, just like in Mutt, I use Calvin. He's in that spot right there, the golden ticket Calvin. He's going to absolutely kill the running back. But basically, you're forcing them into this situation where they have to block more than one person, because if they don't, as you can see, blocking one is not at all going to pick this up. So hope you guys enjoy. It's 4-6 is one of those weird formations. A lot of people run it. You don't have a ton of plays, so it's very difficult to really get a unique blitz scheme out of it. But this is something that I feel really does serve a purpose and can add to your scheme if you are running 4-6. So let's talk about one more thing. Let's talk about. Now, this is something that works most of the time. I've played probably 8 or 9 games with this, and I'd say 90% of them, it works flawlessly. Like, I have no issues with it at all. But other times it doesn't seem to work. So that's really the delay in me posting this, is I've been trying to find a consistent way to, make sure this comes in. And like I said, for whatever reason, a lot of the times it does, sometimes it doesn't. Pretty sure they just don't want me to do a video on it. But the play is actually going to be engage 8. And you're probably going, all right, come on, guy. Engage 8, really? But I want to talk about why I use this. And obviously it's situational, right? You're never going to come out engage 8 as your base defense all the time. So fire zone. We know fire zone's a great defense. So what we can do with this play, you spread your defensive line, you zone out all of your linebackers, and then blitz this linebacker on the right. Now when you do this, you're going to move him just slightly to the inside right here. And then you can zone out like the safety over here. And basically you're kind of recreating fire zone to the opposite side. Like I said, for whatever reason, a lot of the times this blitz works. Sometimes it doesn't. And there's a perfect example. Like, it just didn't work. But in game, I'm telling you, try it. Like I said, sometimes it works flawlessly, sometimes it doesn't work at all. It's just kind of what it does. So once again, actually I did miss a step. You want to crash your defensive line right. Instead of just leaving the line how it is, you crash your defensive line right. That's probably why it didn't come in right there, but it doesn't change the aspect that it's not 100%. But you'll see. Yeah. Same thing. You do want to, when you're running it, you want to crash your defensive line to the right. So one more time, we'll try it. See if we can get it to actually work the way it's supposed to. Nah, it's just not working. Like I said, try it out. It's one of those things, I've had a lot of success with it, but I've also had games where it didn't work at all. So just wanted to give you guys something else, that I've been labbing with. And that's it. That's it for the 4-6. In terms of run defense, a couple people asked about run D. 4-6 generally does a great job of run defense against everything but pitch. Some people have realized that they can run draw and bounce it to the outside. Some people have realized QB draw works, because QB draw works against everything. But besides that, you'll get the 0-1 traps if you spread your O-line. But if you don't spread your O-line, it's good. I mean, run defense in general is just really effective because of the alignment. So, just for instance, here's cover 2 invert. Doesn't really matter what I call. Let's see. Do I have a stretch? Here's a stretch. So basically, with this alignment, all you want to do, if you're setting up run D, just move these guys to where they're kind of covered up, right? So you would just stack him behind this defensive tackle. You would stack this guy behind this defensive tackle, and then make sure these are either stacked or to the outside. So you would, like I said, either stack them, move them to the outside, and that's going to be it. I mean, you'll see with the stretch, boom, a little bit of user, and, we're hitting them at the line of scrimmage. So 4-6 does a phenomenal job of stopping the run by itself. If you are struggling with it, you can shift your defensive line to the left and spread your linebackers. And this is going to give you kind of like that 4-4 type look, right? You're shifting D-line left, spreading linebackers, and that's it. So once again, you're spreading, boom. I messed up on the user right there, but you have the ability to simply flow to the ball extremely well with this. Now, when you do spread your linebackers, the corners actually press. So like they'll come up a little bit and press. So you got to be careful because you can get bombed that way. But like I said, I mean, you just kind of flow. It's very easy to user the run with that alignment. So that's it. That's all I got for you guys for 4-6. Hope you guys do enjoy. If you have any questions, you want me to dive a little bit deeper into certain things, let me know. So that's it.